Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Previous video we was discussing about the body stretch exercise physiology science. In this video we will not understand about the stretch, but we will understand about the during exercise, hard exercise and long term effect in our body. So first we will understand about the during exercise. So during exercise the different organ work differently and rather than the rest stage. So this is the person which that show the different organ we will understand with the different manner and their different function like brain. The function of brain will increase, the blood flow in the brain will increase, the cerebral artery will dilate, the vasodilation. Food intake will decrease and sugar consumption will decrease. While the neuroprotection will enhance and neurogenesis and neuroplasticity will increase. Loss of dopaminergic neuron and antioxidant capacity will increase. So the antioxidant will work more for the decrease and reduction of reactive oxygen species and reactive nitrogen species. The autophagy and mitochondrial biogenesis will lead to increase more mitochondria for production of more ATP for contraction of muscle. The hepatic lipid will decrease and insulin sensitivity will increase for the biogenesis and gluconeogenesis and glucose uptake and fatty acid oxidation will increase for the production of more ATP as compared to the normal physiology. The for bone, the osteocytes, the angiogenesis will increase for the production of more oxygen to the osteocyte and osteoblast and osteoclast. But the bone remodeling will increase and formation of bone and strength of bone, mineral deposition and osteoporosis will increase. For the cardiovascular system, the cardiac output will increase, the heart rate, the heartbeat will increase, and in this way during the exercise, but during the rest time, it will decrease. On the other hand, the ventricular wall thickness will lead to rigidity and halt of the pump of the blood in the heart. Contractility function more size of individual cardiac myocyte will increase. Risk of cardiovascular disease will increase. Mitochondrial biogenesis will increase. Fatty acid oxidation increase. Glucose utilization increase. Ion channel expression will also increase. For the muscle development obviously, but remember if you are running, so the lean mass will increase also, but the size of the lean mass basically will decrease. Resistance, if you are running, resistance of fatigue will increase due to the lactic acid production, but long term it will decrease. Muscle fiber type adaptation and their muscle adaptation, oxidative and respiratory capacity will increase and glucose uptake will increase for the consumption of more glucose to produce ATP. Glucose uptake increase and fatty acid oxidation to produce more ATP because fatty acid produce more ATP for the contraction of muscle and efficiency of ATP production increase. But remember that the oxygen required. Overall adiposity will decrease, cell size, inflammation decrease, and mitochondrial biogenesis will increase. In the adipose tissue will lead to browning of the adipose tissue will increase. Here is a graph which that showing the oxygen consumption in the vertical, while the horizontal show the start, exercise, and recovery phase. This basically uh, oxygen consumption during the resting time here, and this is again during the exercise. The requirement oxygen will more, but the oxygen consumption is less. The lactic acidosis, the anaerobic respiration will produce, and steady state oxygen consumption is required here. This is the peak level, and the rapid component will decrease, and epoch the requirement of the all things which that will be decreased during the recovery, and again pain due to the lactic acid production and slow component. The intense workout will lead to IGF-1 increase and insulin sensitivity increase, and IGF-1 and will lead to PI3K, AKT, mTOR, cascade of phosphorylation will lead to protein translation like actin and myosin and troponin, and in this way the hypertrophy will occur during the intense workout. While running require the epinephrine and glucagon target to the tissue like muscle and adipose tissue, lead to glycogen depletion is known as the glycogenolysis to produce more ATP, AMP to ATP ratio, and it lead to AMP trigger, lead to AMPK pathway trigger will lead to SIT1 gene activation, and the calmodulin kinase activity will increase. The calcium rise in the cytoplasm and will lead to PGC1 alpha increase in mitochondrial protein synthesis to brown adipose tissue formation. Remember, in this way, this is a during exercise will lead to pre and post exercise change of the physiology. Let's understand about the long term effect due to the exercise in our body. This is a person which that is training hard exercise. In this, the growth factor will bind with the several tissue, lead to transcription and translation of that protein, which that is important for growth. Protein gene activation will lead to function differently, and in this way, all things will be remodeled and a change like muscle growth and lipolysis will increase. Gluconeogenesis which that also increase, and basically also glycogenesis will increase during the recovery time, and the bone morphogenetic protein will increase and growth also increase due to the growth hormone activation due to the exercise. Muscle mass increase due to the reduction of fat and the gluconeogenesis, but it is a long process, we will not understand, but in next video we will understand about that. Neuromuscular junction here is increase will lead to satellite cell will increase lead to increase the muscle fiber, but remember that things basically it is the initial phase will not cover, but the long term will lead to breakdown of muscle fiber will lead to sympathetic nervous system stimulation in every exercise phase stage of exercise will lead to catabolism increase, but recovery required sleep induced recovery which that will lead to parasympathetic nervous system activation. In this way, the anabolism will activate rather than the catabolism. In this way, the muscle fiber will more grow as compared to the previous time. In this way, the muscle fiber will grow, and the muscle fiber when grow, the muscle size will increase. So it is the long-term effect. The growth hormone and insulin like growth factor 1 will target to the myocyte, and in this the receptor resistance decrease while the growth hormone sensitivity will increase will lead to increase the muscle mass. In this way, the muscle mass increase is known as the hypertrophy. So in this way, the hypertrophy will increase rather than the atrophy. Atrophy means the shrinkage of the muscle. So the muscle fiber grow, actin and myosin. So the sarcomere increase. Sarcomere is the unit of the contraction of the muscle. The number of sarcomere and skeletal muscle nuclei increase. But remember one important thing. Basically, the receptor resistance decrease while the atrophy during the long-term rest when you will not exercise again. So the atrophy during long-term rest will lead to hypertrophy increase again when you will again work out and rapidly due to muscle memory. What is the muscle memory? By nuclei presence as a muscle memory. So that nuclei will not delete, nuclei will not decrease, but the muscle will shrink. In this way, the muscle memory in nuclei increase during the course of hypertrophy. Then rest long lead to shrink muscle fiber, but not nuclei decrease. In this way, again, when you will train, so the result will quick work, and the result will quick result will occur, and in this way you will get 3 to 4 months to again regain of the muscle. Whole body health benefit is insulin sensitivity increase, so the diabetic prevention, glucose homeostasis will increase, so the diabetes will decrease, cardiovascular capacity will increase, in this the uptake of the glucose into the cardiovascular system increase, while the lipids, inflammation and body fat percentage will decrease, and the exercise and endurance and endocrine function for the synthesis of protein and muscle growth will increase. These all things will lead to risk of disease, obesity, metabolic syndrome, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance will decrease. Morbidity and mortality also decrease. In this way, the aging will inhibition, while the promotion of the long life can trigger. I hope you make sense about that. In this video, we have discussed about the hard exercise during and long term effect.